Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Generation X Nation. As always, first things first. Thank you to everybody who has liked, subscribed, or left a comment on my channel, watched a video. I appreciate it. Really, I do. And that comes from the bottom of my heart. Even if we don't agree, I still respect the fact that you have a right to your opinion, okay? And I definitely will respond back to you. Now, we're going to be discussing Love and Hip Hop Miami. This particular episode had some stuff that I do want to talk about because normally, I do a 3-minute wrap up and I'm done because it's kind of the same stuff. But this episode really did have some pieces in there that we probably need to discuss. Also, keep in mind, everything on my channel is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. As always, I do my commentary week to week based on what I see on the screen, what episode they air. I do understand everything is edited, so there may be some scenes that we don't get to see, all right? But again, I do my commentary based on what I see on the screen. I don't have a dog in this fight. I base it off the characters. One week I may like them. This week I may not like them. Whatever you show me, that's what I get my commentary on. So let's get started. And this is not in any particular order because I really want to focus on Amada and Alan and his wife and Joy and her sister and Trick. So we're going to get the small stuff out of the way first. The first thing I'm going to talk about is Amada and Sanye, the new singer. She came into that studio and tried to apologize to that young lady. And I'm so happy that that young lady stood her ground and let her know what you did was out of line and disrespectful. And no, I'm not doing no BS song about mind your business with you. This girl is letting her know this is beneath me. Okay? I'm on the show to give my career a jump start. She trying to be, I don't know, the next Cardi B or something, but she wants to get her career a jump start. She has worked with a lot of top names in the business, and she not getting off of whatever pedestal she on to grind out in the mud with y'all. So when you see me and you walking in a room, you gonna give me my respect off the cut. I'm glad she set a standard with Amada off the jump. She didn't take it. She let her know it was wrong. She accepted her apology, but she said, baby, it ain't that easy. You're not just going to come here and apologize and I'm going to do a record with you. I don't roll like this. Now, I also need her to understand you are in Miami and you are on Love and Hip Hop. So the mess and the trash is going to come at some point. But she kind of moving like Trina. Trina kind of gets in just enough and then she pulls back because Trina understands where her role is and what her reputation is. So with that, kudos to the young lady for standing 10 toes down for what she believes in and not allowing anybody to disrespect her or disrespect what she's trying to do or mess up the showcase that she was trying to do and then just walk away like nothing happened. I like that in her. We're gonna talk about Rada, Nadia, Claudia, and Michael. Okay? Michael got the comedian, Michael Blackston, whatever his name is, and got those two women pregnant at the same time, about a month apart. Now, for some reason, Claudia felt the need to come in and tell Rada about the side chick. The side chick is trying to move her way into the main position, calling him up, trying to come to Miami to see them. She trying to kick Rada out of her spot. Rada has no idea what's going on. Claudia lets her know. Now, if she's a high-risk pregnancy, again, I understand that's your friend, Claudia, but you didn't feel the need to maybe hold off until the baby was born? Kind of like what Matt Barnes said he did when the girl came out of nowhere and he didn't tell his wife, his ex-fiance, because she had a high-risk pregnancy. Kind of felt the same way, Claudia. I don't have anything against Claudia Jordan. I just don't know if the timing was right. Now again, I get it because maybe Rada would have had the baby, found out about it later, and then Claudia would have came forth and said, I knew about it all the time and I didn't want to tell you. Maybe she didn't want Rada to be pissed off. I don't know. It was just a iffy situation to me, to knowing your friend went through all these steps that y'all talked about, IVF and all this stuff to get pregnant. She's a high-risk pregnancy, and then you bring her something that would probably potentially stress her out. I don't know. All I'm saying is, I just don't think the timing was right. I think she needed to know. I just don't know if the timing was exactly right. And I'm not sure if Claudia should have been the one that told her. Okay? Just my opinion. I think that was Michael's responsibility, but it looked like he wasn't going to say nothing anyway. Now, as far as his side chick, she definitely trying to move to the top spot. It ain't, I mean, that's normally what side chicks do anyway. They try to get to the top spot. Claudia, maybe that was bad timing on you. Now let's get to the real crush of the whole show so we can get out of here. I don't want to hold y'all long. First, we're going to talk about this whole Samantha, Joy, and Trick thing. After the argument, Samantha goes over to Trina's house because Trick calls Trina and says, hey, this girl tripping. We already knew they weren't going to work out living together anyway. So that was just a ploy in my opinion. So she gets to Trina's house and, Trina's like, what's going on? She tells her about her sister showing up. Trina says, this is old news. Why y'all bringing it up? Exactly. Nobody knew about this. This is old news. Why are we reliving it? We're reliving it because now Joy needs a storyline. She doesn't have one. I mean, she tried it with I'm dating a lesbian last season. That didn't work out. So she tried it before that. She was dating some dude that Trick didn't want her dating. That didn't work out. Joy is not as interesting as people think she is, other than she's just Trick's ex-wife and Trina's cousin. Okay? So anyway, Trina's like, oh, this is wrong. I don't understand why y'all talking about this. So Trina decides, she said, well, what's going on? She said, well, Hot Topic is the one that told Trick, that met up with Trick and my sister and got them together and then Trick went and told my sister that I was living with her and all this crap. It basically came down to Hot Topic, being messy, stirring the pot. Hot Topic shows up. Trina already pissed because remember, Hot Topic was the one that snitched her out of being married the year before, the last season. So she's like, hey, you at it again, all up in the mess. Hot Topic said, what are you talking about? That lady reached out to me and I hooked her up with Trick. I didn't know all this other stuff. That's what Hot Topic said. And then come to find out, just to put a little gasoline on the fire, Hot Topic pulls back and says, oh, by the way, I thought you knew he was sleeping with Trick while y'all was married. And Joy act like this is the first time she's ever heard it. I don't know. I think Joy might have known about Trick and her sister the whole time. Just my opinion. All right? So now Joy is really pissed, like, oh, we got to meet up. This is crazy. And I'm like, Joy, I just don't understand. I'm trying to figure out how Joy didn't know that her sister and Trick were doing things behind her back while they was married. And you knew Trick was dating your sister before you married him. Okay. We'll bite into that. Okay. I'll pretend like you didn't know anything. So later on during the episode, Samantha and Joy meet up. And Joy, Samantha's sitting there. Joy comes in. They both sitting down there. And Joy comes in, starts eating her French fries. And why do people always eat during these stressful scenes on this show? Candy Birds would do it. They do it on the Housewives of Potomac. The people just be sitting there eating, watching people argue. I think it's the funniest thing, but I get it. They like, hey, hi, I ain't in it. Let me just go eat some fries, whatever. So she's listening to her sister. The sister, who's now a Christian, is trying to apologize for what she did. And then when Joy called her out on it, like, wait a minute, you're sitting here lying. You were sleeping with Trick while we were still married. Then the truth came out the sister. Yeah, I did it. I did it for revenge. I would, sleep with him and send him back home to you. Come on, sis. You were wrong for that, but you walking around here calling yourself a Christian and you was doing this. Now, again, maybe at the time you was doing it, you wasn't into church. Then you had to throw out the fact that Joy was a stripper. Who's shocked? Who's shocked? It's Love and Hip Hop. There has not been a franchise where somebody's on there hadn't been a stripper. Okay? The people in Atlanta, some of them were strippers. Trina was a stripper. Joy's a stripper. Miami Tip is a stripper. That's not big news to us. I'm okay with Joy being a stripper. She ain't stripping now. The problem I have is y'all up here arguing and fighting. And Trina told Joy in the previous conversation, leave that side of the family alone. Joy was apparently not close to her father's side of the family. Her and her sister Samantha don't have the same mother. And a lot of people can relate. I'm sure people can relate to that, having siblings and not knowing the other side or this side of the family. So Trina said that those people are crazy and something's going on with them. They're sick. I don't know what that means, but it must be weirdos going on in that side of the family. So Samantha apparently tried to reach out to Joy over the years to get their sister bond together. Apparently, in that process, Samantha was dating Trick. Trick was messing with Joy, and it's obvious that Trick didn't know they were sisters because apparently they didn't hang out with each other. So I'm not blaming Trick in that moment when he was dating both of them. But once he found out, Trick's sitting here like, I dated sisters before. Joy, you could not know some of this. So anyway, back to the scene. They are going back and forth. She's throwing shots. You was in my wedding. She's throwing shots. I told you not to talk to him, but you sat there and married him. All I'm thinking in my head is, y'all arguing over Trick? And hey, back in the day, Trick was a nice looking young man, I get it. He's still nice looking, just older now, a little plumper, whatever. But I'm like, good Lord, what was going on in Miami? That's the best y'all could do, where y'all fighting over this dude? Then she said, Joy, you're lying. You asked me to come in and have a threesome with you and Trick. I don't know if that's true, but I don't necessarily believe that is not true. Because if Joy was in that lifestyle back then, partying, dancing in the clubs, whatever, her sister was okay with sleeping with her sister's boyfriend, whatever, husband, it's not far-fetched that maybe they thought about it. Trick probably could convince them to do it back then because, he was the man, allegedly. So, on all of this is alleged, okay? This just doesn't make sense to me. But I get it. Sometimes sibling rivalry goes too far. What I'm seeing here is the Tamar, Tawanda, Tony thing. Remember a couple episodes ago when they was accusing Tamar of sleeping with Tony's husband or boyfriend or people Tony dated, and then Tamar said, Tawanda, you the one F Tony's man. That's what I'm getting out of this. It's like these storylines are recycled in each series. Like every show kind of have a similar storyline. And I thought that was wild. I'm like, wait a minute, they kind of going through this on the Braxtons. Same thing, sisters sleeping with sisters' husbands or whatever, boyfriends, whatever. Just my opinion. I hope Joy and her sister at some point come to some resolution, because I can see it now. Samantha is finna go on all these blogs and talk about Joy for clout. She's gonna use Joy for clout. Joy gonna be all these blogs and social media sites talking about what her sister did and didn't do. Trick gonna be sitting back in the middle cooking his food on his podcast and laughing at everybody and doing his tours and concerts. The two sisters are going to be going back with each other because this episode was very toxic to me. And I had never seen Joy that pissed off. And her sister, I will give her this. She did try to hold some composure. I didn't hear her cuss or anything like that because she says she's a Christian now. Joy, sit down and have a conversation with your sister and find out what really went wrong. And if you don't want her in your life anymore after that, then be done with it. Be done with it. And Samantha, you have to allow your sister to be who she is and walk away if need be. Because at the end of the day, you both did at some point were interacting with the same dude. Trick that. Anyway, let's move on to the last one I'm going to talk about is Hot Topic and Amada. Hot Topic, you messy. Now, your boyfriend told you to stay out of that mess. It ain't got nothing to do with you. But you, for some reason, think that you need to be the fixer. You want to just come in here and fix Amada's life. And Amada didn't want to listen to you in the last season. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. So you're mad that she don't want to do what you tell her to do and leave Alan this and that. And I'm not sure why you so invested in Amada's life. Do you got a low key a crush on Amada? Because this is not it just doesn't make sense why you so invested in her love life. Okay? But then you reach out to Alan's wife. That's what got me. That's where I felt like you went too far. I'm seeing not Hot Topic, Miami Tip. You reached out to Alan's wife. You went too far. Why are you so invested? And I know you said Amada's your friend and this and that, but sometimes you got to know when to pull back. And I felt you went too far when you reached out to the wife. So now you and the wife are sitting down there having this conversation. Because you didn't already argue with Amada about Alan doing this to you behind your back. He's married. You got children by him. But none of that's your business. Amada is very, very aware of who she's dating. She's very aware that he's married. She's very aware that he has other children. And she seems to be perfectly fine with it. So why do you feel you need to go mess up they quote unquote happy home? Doesn't make sense to me. So I'm like, it's something, I don't know if you're doing this for a storyline, but stay out of Amada's business. I don't agree with it, but it's her business. She want to share it on the world on TV, let her do it. So anyway, they sit down and Alan's wife comes in. Alan's wife, now according to Amada, she didn't know Alan was married for the first 3 months she dated him. But even after that, she continued to date him and get pregnant with twins intentionally because apparently they planned these children. All right. So she's sitting down there with Alan's wife, and Alan's wife is sitting there telling her, hey, she found out about me. She did not care. She still wanted my husband. She is trying to break up my family. I have 4 daughters by this man. Alan does not love her. Alan doesn't want anything to do with her. She used the children as a weapon against Alan, won't let him visit the children unless she's there present. She's trying to break up my marriage. Nobody can break up a marriage that's solid. You know, so Miami's like, well, I done seen them together on trips. They look real, they're cuddly, they're, hugging and kissing. It's not like they don't have some type of relationship that's good at some point. He does show affection toward her. Then she shows her a contract dated in 2021 where she did a contract with, I guess, his wife asking for him to be able to impregnate her with children, I don't know, and be on the show or something to that effect. But they're under some kind of contract, this relationship. Now I'm going to say this, and I'm going to cut to the chase. I feel like there's a lot of truth to what Alan's wife is saying. I also feel like maybe it started out as a contract, and then maybe Amada got to the point where she started really liking and feeling Alan, and maybe Alan was whispering in her ear because he knew she was on Love and Hip Hop, and she was somewhat a popular figure in Miami, making a little money, and he could capitalize off of it, and him and his whole family can eat. So he might have been love bombing Amada. That could have been the whole case, but you won't admit that because that's your husband. The problem I have is Amada and the wife going back and forth. Nobody's holding Alan accountable. And we know in present time, Alan is wanted in Michigan for SAing a young lady. And this is who y'all was fighting over. I don't know if y'all knew the background, but I'm sure the wife had to know something was going on. Maybe Amada didn't know. But y'all continue. And it's the same thing down here with the whole Trick, Samantha, and Joy situation. Y'all are holding women way more accountable than the men who are doing this to you. You sitting here going off on Amada about dating Alan, but nobody is holding Alan accountable for having a wife and a girlfriend with twins. The wife is saying she wants to take my husband. That man cannot be taken from you unless you give him to her. Alan is a grown man who's a free thinker and can move as he chooses around this world. And if he wants to date Amada, he can. If he wants to date you, he can. Alan has the option to make a choice of whether he wants to stay with his wife or go with Amada. Nobody can force him either way. He is a grown man. He made the choice to have twins by her, knowing he had 4 daughters and was married to you for at least 7 years. That's a choice Alan made. Amada didn't force him. Now, she could call and beg and plead and tell him to come see me, sleep with me, come to my house. It is up to him as a grown man to make that move. Stop blaming that young lady. Now, I'm not saying she's not 50% at fault because she should never got pregnant or intended to. But if there was a contract and y'all agreed to it, then she did what y'all allowed her to do. As far as her taking your husband from you, you women got to make sure you hold these men's feet to the fire. I see this so much on these reality shows where y'all are so quick to pop off at the woman and the man just sitting there like this, going back and forth. Come on now. And something about love and hip hop that really, baffles me is y'all will bring a side chick on in a heartbeat. Y'all didn't care. Y'all bring the side chicks out. Unlike the other show. Y'all would bring them out, give them a check, sit them on the show, and let them cause misery and pain to that person. Don't care. Don't care. Joy, you and your sister going at it, but you're not holding Trick accountable. Trick sitting right there saying, well, I just slept with sisters before. That's all the information you need. But yeah, you arguing and fighting with your sister. Now I get it. There's probably some back history we don't know about. That's why I say my commentary is from scene to scene, episode to episode. But at this moment, you're more mad at your sister than you are at Trick. Trick is the one who knew when the minute he found out y'all was sisters, he didn't care. He still kept messing with both of y'all. And he said it. I dated sisters before. Don't be so much mad at your sister. Just as much as you mad at your sister, you need to be just as mad at Trick. Because Trick was the one in a marriage with you. Your sister didn't owe you nothing. Your sister could not drag Trick to her house. Trick had to get up, put on some clothes, get in the car, and drive over there to sleep with her. And then drive back home to you. He had to make an effort. Same thing with you, Amada. Y'all got to stop letting these people treat y'all like that. Now, as far as these men, treat y'all like that and hold these men just as much accountable as you holding a woman that he's cheating with. Okay? Because this gives me the whole Kurt and Rashida on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. You over here having babies by married men. Like, these storylines repeat itself on every show. They really do. Last but not least, I will say this. Young ladies, you don't have to tolerate this foolishness. I'm just confused why you would go on a public forum like Love and Hip Hop and bring all this stuff out. This is not therapy. This is a TV show. And y'all are sitting there letting the whole world know what was going on, but y'all should, and I get it. It's your reality. I'll just leave it at that. It's your reality. Amada, you got to do better. You walking around there like you the baddest bee in Miami, and you getting played every day, at least on these episodes, by that man Allen and his wife. And last but not least, Gael, Heaven, whatever the hell your name is. You need to stay up out of that Michael Blazin, Nadia, and Rada situation. You are the willing side chick. You done dated Shay's ex, and you done dated Allen. You need to go sit your ass down somewhere. You really do. Rada, I like you. You seem like a nice girl, but you set yourself up for this when you told him he could have a side chick once a month. What do you think was going to happen? Eventually, it was going to spill over into your relationship. That's not a good idea ever. Ever. What I am learning is you don't have to be the most handsomest man in the world. As long as your bank account is stacked, you can go out here and pick up all these chicks easily. Because come on now. We down here watching Love and Hip Hop Miami, and Trick Daddy and Michael Blazin are the ones with all the women. You can't make this up. And with that being said, this is Generation X Nation. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you who follow me, who listen to my commentary. And you guys be safe, and y'all go out there. And again, as always, y'all have a great rest of your day. And peace. And I'm out. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to go watch this Salt Lake City stuff. And I done told y'all before, go watch Salt Lake City. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I know y'all done see them clips on BravoCon that just came out. I'm not really doing a review on it because the clips is everywhere. I may throw it in here, there. But if y'all haven't done the reviews, looked at the reviews or looked at Salt Lake City or, go back 2 or 3 seasons, that is the best. I'm telling you, they are up there with Atlanta and Potomac. They are one of the best housewives. Matter of fact, as of right now, they are better than Potomac to me. They are better than Potomac. They're both running right now at the same time. And Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is a better season than Potomac is having right now. Go watch them girls. Them girls is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm telling you. And everybody's saying it. That's who they're trying to beat now. They say they're going to be better than Salt Lake City. That's what Atlanta said. I'm telling you. They are good. And that's free advertisement for them because, look at my reviews for Salt Lake City. Go watch them. Salt Lake City is good. Okay? It is good TV. Now, with that being said, once again, you guys be safe out there and go out and have a great rest of your day. And I'm Gen X Nation. Peace, and I'm out.